The time has come for Kerbal kind to set foot on another world. The moon away. Bollocks. Yeah, so I built this rocket in sandbox mode. That way I could test it out before a proper launch. However, I didn't really pay attention to what parts I had or hadn't unlocked. As it happens, I'm missing quite a bit. That's a lot of missing parts. Here you are seeing two of my ideas to gather the science I need. On the right, an aircraft for flying around to different biomes on Kerbin. On the left, a rover intended for the polar regions of the moon. If you've seen my previous aircraft attempts, you can probably guess which was more successful. Moonacod, as this rover is known, was a great success. It can just be put on a slope and left to roll in a general direction, which is handy because, contrary to popular belief, I've got shit to do. After way too long, Moonacod made it to the polar lowlands and the pole biome. This gave me just slightly shy of enough science for what I need. So I launched Sol 2, a probe with all the science I could remember, to be flung off in the general direction of the sun. No idea if it will be enough to get low solar science, but it will do for now. Next up, the thing you've been waiting for, the reason you clicked on this video. We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is like a really cool thing to do. And it is pretty hard. This rocket is right up at the mass limit for my upgraded launch pad, but I do like it. It looks and works a lot like the Saturn V. This is the Joule 4, carrying Jebediah and Bill to their rendezvous with destiny. The launch consists of 3 stages. The first, a monster of 4 skipper engines. The second, 2 Bobcat engines, these dual nozzle doodads, which boost the spacecraft into a ballistic trajectory. And the third, hidden inside these fairings alongside the lander, is a copy of the Joule 2 upper stage. In testing, this upper stage had enough fuel to get the spacecraft onto a moon intercept. That way I could do the turn and dock while in transit. But I've had to make a few changes to fit this rocket within the constraints of career mode. Not a problem though. I can do the redocking while in a parking orbit. Again, I'll talk about docking when I get to building space stations. This does mean that during the transfer burn, I have to flip around wildly to continue, which cannot be comfortable for the Kerbals aboard. Oh well. Once in orbit, I took my time to find a decent landing site. Here looks good. A lowland, so it's likely to be quite flat. Between midlands, just to the east of a major crater, and south of a small crater. Lots of biomes to gather science from. With waypoints set, Jeb climbed aboard the lander and undocked. Carefully, Bill backed the command module away and moved aside to avoid collision. It was here I realized there's no power supply on this lander. Now, that's an issue because electric charge is needed for life support and attitude control. Jeb only has a small amount aboard the lander can. Looks like it will be a short trip to the moon. Below Jeb, the grey face of the moon closed in, and the landing site came into view. For all of history, the moon has silently watched over Kerbal kind, out of reach, inspiring the imaginations of explorers, artists, and inventors. Jeb remembered picking out patterns in the moon's ghostly celestial image during cold nights of his childhood. He thought of that silent sentinel drifting by on his previous missions. Now Jebediah Kerman was only meters from the lunar surface. Upon the shoulders of giants, he held the hopes of all Kerbal kind. A short burst from the engine sent Jeb's spacecraft on a tiny hop, the lunar gravity far more tenuous than Kerbin. And then, the landing pad settled into a surface much like loose sand. On the moon. Yeah. Bunch of solar panels. Boop. See? And then, yeah, it's got a little camera. And it's going to look at whatever's in this little pod here.